All right, so One Piece. We love our One Piece. And we're getting a sneak look at these are the old arts. Beautiful Boa Hancock there. And again, a Luffy for my binder. We got Garp and what's his name? Got his name. Yeah, all good. We have Sanji and his sister. We have Don Quixote, Rosanante, and Law. We have Kuzan. And look at these, though. Look at these. Look at these. How insane are these looking? Like, what the hell? The manga looks amazing, and we're going to get a silver and a gold, but I also don't care about them. We're also getting 2 manga event cards. 2 manga event cards. That's actually that's the manga. We're getting the Bonnie manga. This is actually the press button. This is the SP, the treasure, the SP, treasure rare SP. Very, very, very nice. But we got a manga Bonnie. Before we got manga Sanji, we get the manga Bonnie. How wild is that? We don't know. Don't worry about getting us our manga Sanji that everyone's been asking for. We get manga Bonnie. And you know what? I don't hate it. I really don't hate it. I think it's pretty cool. Only Pokemon update that we've got this week is the Zoroark. Well, really the Zoroark from Black and White. It's just really cool art. That's really the only thing we've seen new this week. So that's it. I mean, we spoke a lot about Black and White. We spoke a lot about Black and White. So I think you know that I'm in love with the Holo. Very excited for the set. I'm just don't know how I'm going to go with the big set that it is. I'm not going to collect it, that's for sure. I'm just going to pick out the cards that I really like and then move on from there. All right, guys, jumping into the Pokemon Market update. Pokemon Market update, we have, I don't know why I'm starting off with booster boxes. It's what the screen was on, so we may as well start off with whatever I had the screen on. So we're looking at Paldea Evolved. Absolutely rocking it right now. From 200 USD, that's 300 AUD, guys, to 260. I mean, last sold around the 280. Look at that, 283, 283, 275, 281, 281. Paldea Evolved has gone bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Guys, you're looking at a 500 Australian dollar box now for Paldea Evolved. 500 Australian dollars. Like, this is insane. Thank you, Mia. I'll catch you soon. So, guys, also, this also gets recorded and uploaded to YouTube every single week. For the guys in chat that may have to miss it. Actually, before we jump to Darkest Blaze... Oh, okay. I've really messed up this order. Where is... Okay, maybe I didn't do Obsidian Flames. I could have sworn I did Obsidian Flames. Obsidian Flames has also done some, put in some work. Guys, Darkness Ablaze. I think you guys hear how much I dislike this set. And I think that it's a general consensus. There are some people that, 444? Is that 444 AUD? 270 US? Still, incredibly high. Incredibly high. We've got from 195 to last solds are at 250 right now for Darkest Ablaze. We've got one at 250, 220, 225, 225, 256, 220, 220. So it's definitely going up. And Darkest Ablaze, not exactly an amazing set. That's why I would have always recommended to keep it sealed. And I hope people did keep that bad boy sealed. Next up, we've got Silver Tempest, which has been, guys, if you remember when we started this series, I said, this is the box to buy. This is the box to buy. It's still the cheapest. In the last week, You know, in the last week, we've seen it go up by 80 USD. In fact, it's probably around 100 USD now. If we look at the last solds, 365, 350, 350, 350, 355. That's almost 100 USD. That's 170 AUD it's gone up since I said this is a good buy. Obviously, it wasn't us that said that. Like, that had an influence on the market. Unless one of you guys that are watching are an absolute millionaire and bought out the stock worldwide. This is just, it was just sitting too cheap. When I compared it to the other Sword and Shield sets that had really nice cards, it didn't make sense that this one was sitting so cheap when everything else had already reached over 300 USD. So I thought that was a good buy. So we're gonna talk about that as well, Stu. So Stu has mentioned in our chat that there was a big hoo-ha about we'll never see Sword and Shield reprinted again. We're actually going to cover that off. We're actually going to also cover off some news around Scarlet and Violet, which has also caused some of the prices of boxes to go up. Again, we're seeing Brilliant Stars doing the same thing. We're at $411 market price, $450, $445, $445, $429. So some big moves again in the last week. It's gone up by over $100. Wait, what was that? $125? $145 USD. This has gone up by in the last week. So some crazy moves right now on Sword and Shield era boxes. All right, now let's go. Guys, this is the set that we just got in stock today. The Pikachu, the new Pikachu. Now, this one is so nice. So we have the Mew in the background. This has got a Sleeping Psyduck and a Dragonite in the background as well. We've also got a Jigglypuff. This is insane. This card is beautiful. Absolutely insane. Exclusive. You can only get it from Chinese 151. Only get it from Chinese 151. We have some boxes to rip tonight. And you're looking at it, you know, starting off at 800, getting up to the $1,000 mark right now. Definitely better than the last one that we had. And what's the last one doing? Well, the last one is up also. So, this is the one that we've got tonight. This is the one that we ripped previously. It's also doing work. So we last saw it at when we last had this box in stock, it was around $500 AUD for the Pikachu. We're now seeing it at $697. $697, $651. I don't know why that one sold for $1,000. We got a couple selling for $1,000, $800, $700, $572, $706. So it's a bit all over the shop. We've seen it sell here as low as $572 all the way up to $1,000, which is wild. And last one sold today for $700. So we've just put up a box break. If anyone would like to grab a pack from the jumbo box, that is in Discord, so definitely check that out. This one here, I didn't actually realize it went up till I had to price it. So I priced this card today as we bought it from someone, and it is sitting at 46 USD. 46 USD. I mean, we're seeing 42, 42, 42. We've got an average of 46. That is up from $30, guys, just 3 months ago. And this is not a textured card. That's up from $18 6 months ago to 46. This is not a textured card. This is a standard GX, just like an EX you would pull these days, except from the Sun and Moon era. So sometimes when you pull an EX, guys, and it's not one you want, hold on to it. You never know what's going to happen to it down the track. Speaking of cards down the track, the Rayquaza, which I always said was incredible. This Trainer Gallery Rayquaza? This Trainer Gallery Rayquaza it did a little bit of a dip, but it's back up again. I mean, if we look at it, it is technically down, but still, you know, we're at $70 for a card that 6 months ago was $30, right? So 6 months ago, we're at $30. We're up to $72. It's dropped a little bit, but still an absolutely beautiful card. Absolutely beautiful card. Up next, we have the Mew EX promo, which has gone up. Let's have a look at it near mint. So Mew EX promo, we're seeing at 30, 35, 31, 30. Around that $30 to $35 mark. We've seen in the last 3 months as low as 46. Thank you, Angie, for the resub. Appreciate you, my man. 18 months. Let's go, bro. So we are up from $26 to, roughly that $30 to $35 mark. In a time when everything's dropping, it's good to see a couple of these moving up. Well, mainly that card, because I always thought that card was undervalued. Everything else, I'm happy for it to keep dropping. Looking at the Joltik, this was recently found to be quite playable, and we're seeing it jump almost double. It has dropped a little bit. We're looking at around the $8 mark. Some sold close to 10, from a low of only a week ago of $5. So that's doing good. We have the Charizard from Brilliant Stars. Now this is down from the last few weeks, down from $200 to $183. If we look at it though in the past year, it's definitely still up from where it was at 130 USD. Definitely up from 130 USD to 180, but definitely down. As we mentioned this every week. Really, prices are generally going to be down right now, as it is summer in the US, and we see this happen every single year that the prices do drop. We see anywhere between 20 to 40% drop. We're seeing an average of 35% drop right now across the board. Also, defeating the odds is the Dragonite, up from 213 in the last 3 months to 266, 267. So the Dragonite is definitely putting in some work now. And this was always an underrated card. When this was 100 AUD, I was always saying this is a must buy. This card is one of the best from Evolving Skies. It really beats, in my opinion, really beats some of the, some of the alt arts that, the Evolution alt arts, in my opinion. I just love it. He's just giggling on his back, floating through the air. That's absolutely awesome. Love this card. Umbreon GX. We're seeing Umbreon GX up from $20, chat, to $86. The Umbreon base from Sun and Moon base set. This is a GX. This is textured. This is a full art. But that is a massive, massive, massive rise from $21 to $86. It's down a little bit from $97, but back on the way up again. So, if you wanted that card, you've kind of missed the boat. We've actually put this card in our towers before, and hope those people still held on to it. They got it. This is a card that's dropped, and I think it's a beautiful card. But I also think if you haven't got this card yet, great time to look at picking up. It might drop to about 15 USD. In fact, it has dropped to about 15 USD. I can see it maybe getting as low as 13, but not any lower than that. I mean, we peaked at 25, and we're now down to 15. I don't see this one getting too much lower, so I would probably put this on my recommend list. And the only reason why I'm not saying definitely go, I think there's still a little bit of room for it to drop a couple of dollars. But if you really want this card, what's a couple of dollars for a card you're not going to sell, right? What's a couple of dollars? I always say that if I know a card's going to drop, but I've got the opportunity to buy it now, and I just need to get it, ticked out of my set, my collection, I end up buying it, because I'm not selling it anyway. The only benefit is if you do get it cheap, it means you can put money towards another card. Up next, now we don't have too many cards that have gone up. Definitely booster boxes have gone up. This one's gone down. So last week we were looking at this card. It was around the 20 USD. We're now seeing this at the 16 USD mark. So Whale Lord has been going down, and we're seeing it, around the 16. Some people are trying to ask for 19. We've got different languages selling here. We have a damaged one for $10. Near mint at 14, 15, 17. That's lightly played at 16. Near mint at 17, 17. So still not too much of a dip, but obviously since release, you're going to see every card drop from pre-release when it was $60. And 300 of them sold at 30 USD, guys. 300 of them sold. There's still a lot of people want this card. I personally don't rate this card. I mean, I think it's cool. It's not amazing. We're still seeing 56 selling a day. 76 a couple of days ago. 81, 136 a week ago, which is crazy. Crazy. This card has a lot of demand. A lot of demand. I don't know what it is. Is everyone just memeing because it looks like a PP? I don't know. I don't know. But you know what? If you're a Whale Lord fan, then by all means. I can't tell you what's good and what's not. You know, liking things is subjective. Bulbasaur, absolutely amazing card, has seen a nice drop. I still don't have this card. I'm very excited for this drop. I think we've reached that point of plateauing where it might not drop any further. And frankly, I'm okay with now paying half the price of this card. You know, we're seeing last solds at 40, 45, 47. So around that $45 mark. It reached the peak. Okay, peak was only $70. You know, we're now sitting at that 45, potentially 50. Still a great drop, and I think I might just take my shot and get one. I just gotta find one that I like the condition of, because I'm most likely gonna grade it. But absolute beautiful card. Probably a good time to buy that one there. Probably a good time to buy that time again. So just looking at Groudon, we've also seen Groudon dropping. Amazing drop here for Groudon from the $100 mark to looking at them selling $68, you know, $70. So good time to buy them, especially before it gets back to being colder time in the US, and then we'll start to see these prices pick up again. The one thing is, when these cards drop, they don't drop to as low as they were before, right? These cards will never, I won't say never, but very rarely, after a spike or a peak period, they drop at to a higher base, to a higher bottom. The bottom rises every single time. So you're going to see it go back up again, and then when it drops, it's going to drop to a lower point than what it's been, but not too lower than it's going to be in this current low season. So it always ebbs and flows. Cards always ebb and flow. Seal generally just goes straight up. Over a long period of time, Jago, you will see the cards just continue to steadily rise. But you're going to see this pattern every single year of it going up and down. Just when it goes down, it's going to be a little bit higher than it was when it last was down. And then when it goes higher, it's just going to go higher and then drop again. It's just a usual pattern that we see. The Magikarp finally getting, like, this is down to over $100, guys. Last sold was $170 on the Magikarp. $170. You know, this one here with the photo, there must be something wrong with it. They've gone for $150. Lightly played, $150, $159, $175. So really good, because I still don't have this card. And I'm going to have to bite the bullet at some point. Beautiful card. Absolutely incredible. Up next, we've got the Paradox Rift Roaring Moon. Now, this is a card I pulled very early on. I think in my first box of Paradox Rift. I love this card. I just needed it in Japanese, and I finally got it in Japanese the other day. Thanks to Marby in our chat. This has dropped to 40 USD, guys, from 6 USD. That's a $20 drop on the Roaring Moon EX Alt Art. Beautiful card. If you're chasing it, probably a good time to buy, because Paradox Rift is going up. From Surging Sparks, another card that I want. A lot of these you'll notice tonight, guys, are cards that I want. That's the ones I've been keeping my eye on. Beautiful drop here. $89 to $50. Beautiful drop. I'm ready to buy this card. I absolutely love this card. It looks amazing in hand. Looks even better in Japanese. But I already have it in Japanese, so I just need it in English. That'll make me happy. That'll round me out. Moving on to Raging Bolt from Temporal Forces. This has dropped from $106 down to around $80. So we're seeing about a $20 or so difference or drop. Really nice card in hand. Really nice card. And I actually do rate Raging Bolt. I think it looks pretty cool. The Cerulege. Now, I know a lot of people love this card. I'm not a huge fan of this card. I just don't. It's hard to see Cerulege. Like, it's actually hard to see. For me, it's just a cool looking card, but I can't appreciate the, I can't appreciate the Pokemon. I can't see the Pokemon. I appreciate the art, just not the Pokemon. That's down again, guys, from 240 to 199. In fact, last solds are sitting at 165, 185, 187, 180, 195. So we could see it drop lower. I mean, we got 165, and we've got someone selling it right now for 164. So we're going to see that drop actually lower to around the 150s. So if you're holding out for that card, hold out a little bit longer. I know I am, because I need it for my master set. This card is definitely a buy. I said last week, it was a couple of weeks ago, maybe, very close to being a buy recommendation. This is a buy. We're now at 70. We're now at 70 USD last sold, down from 150. This for me, I'm picking up 2 or 3 of these. I'm picking up 2 or 3 of these. This is a definite buy. You know, very rare to get yourself the Pokemon Center stamped ones. So I'll be making sure. Yeah, they don't sell them in Australia. I mean, it would have to be someone that's imported. But yeah, when I'm back in the US, I can pick one up for you. I'm just getting them sent to my US address at the moment. Charmander, again, look, this one's still too expensive. This is still very expensive. I really want it. I do have one sealed in an ETB. I also want it. It's dropped a lot. It's down from 175, guys, to 120. So we're seeing a drop of about 50 USD. At 70 AUD, we've seen it drop. My only issue is that's still a lot of money. That's 170 more. That's almost $200, around 200 AUD to buy this. I just can't justify that. I can't justify that. I can feed myself for 2 weeks on that kind of money. Sylveon V from Evolving Skies has seen a dip. So we saw some Evolving Skies cards that have gone up, especially with the box at record prices. 1750 USD right now, guys. What is that? Almost 3K if someone can do the conversion. 135, down from 140. Actually, it's down to 120. I can see 118 there. 136, 118, 118, 129. So it's, I mean, Chinese is doing hella work. I told you guys, invest in those Chinese alt arts. Invest in those Chinese alt arts. That's up from 40 USD, guys, to 80 USD in the last year. But yeah, highest at 150, lowest 120. So we're seeing a nice drop there on the Sylveon V. If you haven't got this alt art, now's the time to buy it. Also, you know, again, the same things happened. We don't need to go through it in too much detail, but the same things happened to the Glaceon and the Leafeon. 150 to 120. You know, same deals happened there. Same deals happened with the Leafeon. We're seeing a drop there from 150 to 99. So that's seen the biggest dip. The Leafeon V has seen the biggest dip. I love this Leafeon. I think it's awesome just hanging out in this little leaf world. Rayquaza has dropped a bit as well. We're looking at Rayquaza from a high of 800 AUD down to 770 USD. So high of 800 USD to 767. That's a $40 drop. Still a drop that I wanted to point out. But nowhere near as much as a drop of every single other card. Giratina. Guys, we got some lost origin here. Somebody pull this Tina. It was from 700 USD. It's still at just over 550 USD. We're talking about a 7,800 AUD card. Absolutely insane. I love this card though. It is beautiful. It was beautiful. Josh, remember selling that Ray for 400 AUD. Well, you would have 3x your money if you waited till now. This here is a pretty cool drop. 190 from 207. What's crazy about this is as soon as this card dropped, we saw someone buy 13 of them. So for a card that barely sells more than 5 cards a day, we saw 13 drop as soon as as soon as the price dropped. Definitely thinking that someone that's an investor going, this is the right time to buy. Look, I do look for these signs as to put cards away that I like, you know, the look of, but also, you know, want to invest in so I can continue my ripping needs. I'm not a huge Charizard collector, so this would purely be an investment play. It wouldn't be I need this. There's so many other cards that I need, and Charizard is very rarely one of those. Looking at the Ninetales from Obsidian Flames, this has also dropped a bit. Guys. So from the high of 33 to about $16, we're seeing 16, 19, 19. Japanese sold for 15. These are lightly played. We have another near mint at 19. So say $20 we're seeing these selling for. That's still a $10, $13 drop from where it was at. The Greninja from Twilight Masquerade, also nice little drop from 410 USD. This is over a $100 drop. 110. The Zard was 200 USD that we just had up. So this is a 110 drop on the Greninja Alt Art. Esper, now this one here I did not notice until I priced it today at the shop. This is a common card. A common card. A common card. Up from $2, $1 even, to $18 USD. I'm seeing this selling for 30 AUD in Australia on eBay. This is a common. I have thrown many of these away. I have given many of these away. This is insane. The cute Esper from, and this is not just the Esper, a lot of these cards from Generations. That is the 25th anniversary set, 20th anniversary set, have absolutely pumped. Have absolutely pumped. This is insane. This is a common card, guys. From $1. There is not been an increase. There has not been an increase like this. This is 1,462% rise in price. Molly, thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate you. Let's go. 2 months. Guys, 1,462%. I have not seen anything do work like this. This is next level. This is next level. It's 20th anniversary. We got 30th anniversary around the corner. Rating collection is just cute. A lot of people are now, I see them in the shop. They're just collecting what's cute. They can't get stock. They can't get things to rip. They can't get packs to rip. I'm seeing a lot of people going, I'm just collecting cute cards. In fact, I was talking to someone today that just collects cute cards. I'm seeing people coming in that are just collecting certain artists. Like, the claymation, the claymation artist, Yukamori. There's people that are collecting that. People that are collecting Kamiya. So, absolutely crazy. Don't need to look at that. I mean, this one here's gone down a bit. I mean, still significantly higher than the $25 it was 6 months ago. At $82, it did drop from $115 in the great drop of 2025 summer. Still done incredibly well. And we're still seeing, 11 selling of these at $80. Wild talk. The people that bought this for 25, the 15 people that bought this for 25 6 months ago, are absolutely loving life right now. And we've got the Pikachu, which has not stopped going up. Look at this, up from $35 to $52, guys. It's the Pika pile. We knew this was going to be amazing. It goes for a lot of money in a 10, and absolutely incredible card. Absolutely incredible card. Guys, a lot of cards haven't moved much, especially when you look at them in a PSA 10 at the moment. But, Raw, we're seeing a lot of movement in Raw. This week, it's stabilized a lot, as you may have seen last week. And the last few weeks, we've been seeing big drops, 30% drops we've been talking about, 40% drops. And now that's really looked to stabilize, and we're not seeing that much of a drop at the moment. So it really looks like that we've found the bottom. So perfect time to start buying, really. Perfect time to start buying. But thank you guys. If you guys have joined me on YouTube, appreciate you guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you want to see us cover next week. I'll end that there and go back to our Twitch stream.